Hey Internet, what's up? It's Dan again, and well, I was in a little bit of a shock last night at the last two press conferences that I watched. I watched Ubisoft's and then I watched Sony's. I didn't watch EA's. I think they had one, I believe, but I didn't get to see that one. But I'm gonna start off with Ubisoft and then kind of talk about what I liked from EA after I heard about it. Ubisoft, I kind of watched the later half of it, and theirs was alright. They showed off Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs, and you know, a few of the games I was looking forward to. That was really about it. I didn't really care much or anything other than watching, seeing some Watch Dogs, and I saw some Assassin's Creed 3, or not 3, Assassin's Creed 4. But Watch Dogs looks really good. If you're gonna get that game, then you're gonna have to get it on next gen because it looks spectacular on the next generation of consoles. I would say go and get it for the PS4 if you're gonna get a next gen console. If you're gonna get a next gen console, get a PS4 because I'll talk about that in a little bit. But Watch Dogs, they showed off a trailer, and they just showed off this dude's life just getting ruined by the main character, which I thought was the way that he did it was pretty sick. They showed off Assassin's Creed 4, and they covered that more in the Sony press conference as well. But EA showed off something that I have been looking forward to for ages, and that is Mirror's Edge 2. I didn't expect to see that at this E3. And then I heard from somebody that, oh yeah, Mirror's Edge 2 got announced. It's going to come out when it's ready. And I saw the trailer and immediately just went, I'm throwing money at the screen. Why can't I have this right now? And the one thing that sucks though is that it says that when it's ready, which put EA next to coming when it's ready means you never want those two together. I hope EA doesn't dumb it down and, you know, just make it a sequel that's just lesser than the original, because I really love the original, and I've been wanting this game for years. Since 2009, after it came out, I'm like, holy shit, when is a new one gonna come out? And, you know, they announced it, they've been saying they've been working on it, just a small team and whatnot, but we actually get a trailer for it now, and that's pretty sick. And about today too, I think before I'm gonna save the Sony press conference for last. Like I said, I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna talk about, I saw some Killer Instinct, some more gameplay from Killer Instinct, and the game looks good. It's just that it looks like just because of Xbox One, I most likely am not gonna get it. If it wasn't on Xbox One, or if it was on multiple consoles, then like the 360, then I would get it. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. It does look very fluid. From what I've heard other people say that actually went to E3 and actually got to play it, it plays very smoothly. It's reminiscent of Killer Instinct 1. And then it plays a lot, and then it has influences from other fighting games, which I think is pretty cool, but with Double Helix being the ones developing it, I don't know about how it's gonna be, because Double Helix doesn't have a very good track record with games. They made Silent Hill Homecoming, they made Battleship the video game, they made a bunch of really, really lackluster and poor excuses for video games. But you know, I'll save that for the people who are actually going to get the Xbox One, whoever those sad souls are. And hopefully, you know, maybe if the game is good, and I don't know, maybe I'll find somebody who has an Xbox One when it comes out, and I'll play it with them. But let's see, moving on to let's see, who else was there? I did watch Nintendo Direct. I watched some of the Nintendo Direct stuff. And I watched specifically the new Smash Brothers, and that was actually fucking amazing. In the new Smash Brothers, they announced that Mega Man is gonna be in there finally after years of Capcom just butt fucking, you know, Capcom into basically nothing when it's their mascot, their iconic character that built up their company. He's finally getting treatment that he deserves, which I think they should just give Mega Man to Nintendo. At least Nintendo would do something with Mega Man. Other than that, the game looks very pretty. I wonder who else they're going to be showing off. I mean, I know that they just announced too the Wii Fitness trainer, that chick from the Wii Fitness commercials in like the game, and I thought that was hilarious. I mean, there has to be kind of a joke character. They've always had one, and I couldn't think of a more perfect character for that. Other than that, I didn't see anything else. I kind of just saw Super Smash Brothers. That was about it. It looks like a very pretty game. I have a Wii U, so I'm going to be playing that game. You'll probably be seeing that game on this channel when it comes out. So now I'm gonna go to the best part of last night, and that was PlayStation. That was PlayStation 4 and the Sony conference. They actually revealed the console. They showed off the console, and I actually like the look of it. It looks very sleek. It's very thin, surprisingly enough. If you see it like standing up with the controller in front of it, it's like it's barely, I would say it's probably like 2 inches thick, dude. Like it's not that thick. It's a very cool looking console. It's very long looking, but it's a nice and sleek black design. Everybody has been comparing it to the Xbox One because they're both black boxes, but I think the PS4's design kind of reminds me of the PlayStation 2 design a little bit. It seems more reminiscent of the older style, and it just looks visually more appealing than the Xbox One, which is just a big fat square box. They did talk a little bit about like TV and stuff like that, the entertainment that's going to be besides video games, and they actually said that with Sony Pictures Entertainment, they're going to be able to bring a lot of that music and movies and stuff that gamers want to see, which I thought was cool. And what's different about it is that you don't need this peripheral, this subscription, anything or whatever to be able to watch these movies and whatnot. And that was only a small portion of the press conference. The best part of it was they showed off a bunch of games. They did show off a lot of games running in real time. They showed off some they showed off a few demos, and they showed off some they showed some tech demos and stuff. And the games that I saw that were really, really cool was Order 1886 or 1866, I believe that's the name. And that was actually pretty cool. Whatever they were fighting with their futuristic guns and stuff, that just it has me interested. They showed off an actual playable mission from Watch Dogs, and that was some pretty sick. That was some pretty sick stuff. The game looks very pretty, and it played very nice. It looked like it played very well, very smoothly, and I think that will be a game that I pick up when it comes out. They showed off a mission from Assassin's Creed 4. There was a problem with it though, that near the end of the demo, I believe, it did freeze up. I don't know if that was the game or the console that froze, but you know, the example for that, or like the reasoning for that, is that it's a beta console. It's still a console that's in beta, and it's a game that's still in beta, so it could have been any number of things that caused it to freeze. But the rest of the games that were shown off played smoothly. They did show off a little bit of Knack, which I don't really care much for. That seems like it's going to be a more kid, family-friendly oriented game. They showed off... Let's see, what else did they show off? I'm still trying to think. Well, they did show off, near the end of the press conference, they showed off a game that I said I'd been looking forward to seeing the most. And that was Destiny. and they actually, like they said, they were going to show off a gameplay, full like gameplay demo, and they had Jason Jones, and they had some dudes from Bungie play this game, and immediately the game looks astounding. It's very beautiful. The graphics is just were astonishing to me, and I mean, coming from Bungie, that they're going for top quality, and they're showing it. They did show us some gameplay. Like I said, they were playing it, going through this one mission, and immediately, like, my eye caught to a lot of the things that this game was capable of, like what the PS3 or PS4 could handle that, you know, the PS3 and the Xbox can't. And that was the lighting effects, the little orb that he threw out there that kind of traveled across a certain area and it actually lit up, reflected off of his gun, the light, and then it actually projected shadows from the constructs that were there. And then after they were fighting the particle effects from everything, from the guns to the enemy that was teleporting, and, you know, the sword swings and like all this stuff, and then like showing off the loot set, they showed off what loot was like after you beat a boss, and, you know, he picked up a certain gun and it was like this really kick-ass LMG with lightning, and then somebody else dropped in and pulled out this really cool looking rocket launcher thing, which as soon as he picked it up, or as soon as this gal like showed up and pulled out this giant rocket launcher, it just reminded me of Halo because of the way that they held it. And then they got into another, the one thing that I do like that they showed off before was that what was really cool about it was like that fucking ship that was way off in the background collapsing a bunch of stuff, and then the shockwave hitting later, like hitting, coming through, like from the distance, coming over the water. You could actually see it coming. It didn't just like spawn. They showed off the matchmaking which was they had a fire team show up, which like 3 more people showed up on the like the speed bikes from Star Wars, which I was wondering if those were going to be actually usable, like drivable, and they are, which I'm happy about. I always like my vehicles. And then during this other boss fight, they had another team of 3 people just spawn and drop in, and 9 people taking on this this boss along with the enemies that were aiding it. And that, like, it had that MMO, it had a reminiscent of an MMO, and it felt like, looking at it, it just looks so much fun to play. I can't even really put it into words how excited I was while watching that whole thing. And that wasn't even the best part of the whole thing. The best part was the pot shots that they took, the shots fired at Microsoft. Basically, after pretty much all of that, they came on stage and they were just like, there is no DRM. Used games are yours. Games are yours to do with what you please. You can resell it, give it to a friend, trade it in, fucking break it if you want, you know? And they're like, and then the console doesn't have to be connected. It's on the internet all the time. It doesn't have to be connected 24 hours to validate your session or, you know, do whatever to your console. Like, they were basically just doing this on purpose. Just to say, hey, look, Microsoft, we're gonna fucking pound you into the ground and beat you in this console race. This console generation, we're gonna beat you this time. You may have gotten the upper hand in the last gen, but we're gonna make sure that you fuckers lose. And they not only that, but they basically killed them. They killed Microsoft with this last thing that they left us off with. And the price point for the PlayStation 4 is going to be $399. So $399 for a console that is technically more superior. You don't have to install the games onto it. You can give your games to whatever friend you want. You can sell it, you can trade it. It's yours to do with what you want. It doesn't have to be connected all the time. It doesn't even have to be connected once every 24 hours. You can play it offline and enjoy it as much as you goddamn please. And PlayStation Plus is going to be cheaper. It's actually going to be cheaper than or at least it's going to be slightly cheaper than the Xbox Live subscription. They said that PlayStation Plus members, that PlayStation Plus membership will carry over to the new console, and that PlayStation Plus members will get access to a lot more things. They will get access to beta tests a lot earlier. They'll get access to the Drive Club, a better version of it. They'll be getting a lot of stuff, which is more than can be said about Microsoft, which basically they were trying to apologize and say 360 users get 2 free games, which, you know, once a new console comes out, that shit isn't even going to transfer over, so why the fuck does it matter at this point? I mean, if you're going to keep I'm just going to keep my 360 and just keep downloading free games, and, you know, fuck them. I ain't getting an Xbox One. Yeah, that's basically the thing that they closed off with, and the whole crowd just erupted. And I was just, I was happy. I was actually yelling, just like, yeah, it's $399, fuck yeah! You know, it was, that basically sealed it for them. They're basically the console that it's basically the console I'm gonna be getting. In this next gen. I'm gonna be saving up to get a PlayStation 4, and you know, the only thing that sucks for me is I have to buy a new arcade stick, unless they say, oh yeah, your old USB arcade sticks, you know, or your USB controllers or whatever will work. But I heard that the DualShock, you know, I already know that DualShock old controllers won't work with it, so I'm gonna have to buy a new stick if I want to do fighting games on there. The other good part was them saying with the Gaikai, like, I think they said beginning of next year, you will actually get access to, I think they said all, if not most, of the PlayStation 3 library of games, which I thought was pretty cool. Whereas Microsoft didn't even say anything about it. They're basically like, yep, can't play 360 games. Well, look at all these games that come out for the look at all these 360 games that are free to play or whatever. And then they showed off 3 new Xbox One games, and you know, it was just I would say the Xbox Ones was better than their original press conference, but they didn't do enough. They didn't do enough to make people to make me and my friends want to buy the Xbox One. Whereas PlayStation 4, they came out back in February with this thing of games and like talking about the console, and they're like, and yeah, they basically were like, okay, this basically that conference was just like, okay, this got me way interested. Xbox One's got me way pissed. And then these conferences that happened yesterday, did PlayStation win? You know, Xbox One is pretty much done at this point. And while it sucks to see Microsoft, you know, lose, they deserve it for their business practice. That's what I think, is that they wholeheartedly deserve it for being assholes about trying to placate more to the corporations, EA and like all of them, you know, and trying to double dip and take more money from us than we already gave them. And whereas Sony is just like, no, we're completely fine with you selling the game, trading it, giving it to friends. You know, we're not going to make you go online all the time, you know, to validate sessions and whatnot. And the last part of it, or the last thing that I figured out after the press conference, is that the PS4 is also region free. So, you know, Xbox One is region locked. So PS4 is already the better console to get. It's gonna be the better console to get. Its technical specifications are vastly superior to the Xbox One's. Xbox One's is, they said they didn't shoot for the best, you know, possible technical specs. PS4, they've got some really good technical specifications. And, I mean, they both have a 500 gig hard drive, but with the PlayStation 4, much more understandable, because unlike the Xbox One, you're not going to install all your games directly to the console. You're not going to be installing a 20 or 40 gigabyte game to your console. And that just frees up more space. You'll probably have to install some amount, like the PlayStation 3, but it's not going to be like the Xbox Ones, where you have to install the whole game. But you know, they basically won. Xbox One, their Xbox done. That's pretty much. They pretty much, like I said, sealed the deal. I'm gonna go get a PlayStation 4 when it comes out this holiday season. I'm getting that. I'm gonna enjoy it, and Xbox One can suck my nuts. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. I used to be a really big Xbox fan, but I love the Xbox, the original Xbox, not the Xbox One. I can't say that anymore. The original generation Xbox, and I like the 360 a lot. But with how they're acting now with the Xbox One, nah. They don't have my money. PlayStation 4's got my money now. And considering that it sounds like they're gonna have a lot more games coming out for the PlayStation 4, and I mean, oh yeah, how could I forget the games that they showed off? The other games that they showed off that were really fucking good. They basically rebranded Final Fantasy Versus 13 into Final Fantasy 15, which all of us have been waiting for that game for so goddamn long. It's finally great to see it coming out. And the last one, right after that, was Kingdom Hearts fucking 3. My god. Me and my friend were watching this, and at first my friend thought that they were just covering the 1.5 HD remix. And I noticed, as soon as they started showing the names of each game, I was like, no, dude. No, it's Kingdom Hearts 3. I can tell it's Kingdom Hearts 3 because they're showing off all these games. Some of these aren't even in the 1.5 HD. And then as soon as I said that, they showed the HD graphics with the new Keyblade on the like Sora and the new Keyblade, and I just went, "Yep, Kingdom Hearts 3, man." And there we go. That happened, and even though I learned later on, I think that it's supposed to be multi-platform. It's going to be on the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, whatever else. It's going to be much better to get on the PlayStation 4. You know, here's what I'm going to say. Even though Sony did show off a lot of games, some of the games that were for multi-platform, it's still going to be much better to get them on the PlayStation 4. I don't care if Microsoft says, oh, well, we got certain DLC or blah, blah, blah earlier. PS4 is still going to be much better because I don't have to install my games. If I don't like the game, I can sell it, trade it, whatever. Whereas I can't do that with Microsoft. I can't go to any retailer and just go, here you go, I don't want this anymore. Give me some money or credit towards another game. Or if I want to, it's like, you know what, I have to go sell it. I'm going to sell it because I don't like it, you know. And I don't have to be on someone's friends list for 30 days or whatever just so that I can give them the game. So there we go. That's basically Sony won. Sony had the best presentation. They had the best press conference out of Microsoft and them. And like I said, I watched Nintendo Direct, and they had some cool shit. And basically, I got to see a lot of the games I was looking forward to. Today I actually got to see some more stuff on Titanfall and whatnot, and you know, that stuff looks pretty cool. But I hope that one's not an Xbox One exclusive. If it is, then you know, that's gonna suck. So basically, for all of you who watched the press conference Day 0 E3, let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what you guys liked the most about it. What games did you look forward to seeing, and what games actually fulfilled, you know, actually made you want to get it, you know, just from seeing at E3. Like, did seeing these games at E3, like playable demos and whatnot, entice you more to get the game? And did Microsoft and Sony, like, which press conference made you want to get what console more? I think I know the answer to most of that because it certainly made me want to get PS4. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are on the same boat as me. So, anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time.